Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I really hope that you all are doing really great. So I have been getting a lot of questions about PR and how we applied and how much it cost and how to settle in Canada, how to find a great job and stuff like that. So there are a lot of questions, and most of the questions are from different prospect, and I really wanted to make a series out of it. So what I'm thinking is that I should start with the process. So basically how we applied or how much we have paid. For example, the embassy fees, the medical charges, our flights and stuff like that. And then I'll make another series on how to find a job and how to prepare for a resume and how to get yourself prepared for the job interviews over here, and what are the things you need to learn before visiting or before coming or moving here in Canada. So today let's get start with our process. So basically my husband and I, we came here under MPNP, which is Manitoba Province Nominee Program, and in that process it took, first of all, let me be very clear, we have applied years ago. It took us almost 3 years, which is a very long period. So we got our PR in 3 years of exact time frame, and our application was paper-based application at that point of time. And once we applied, after that we got to know that after 6-7 months in 2014 or something, it was around August, I guess. Yes, it was around August that express entry has introduced. So but we have already applied in paper based application, so we just stick towards it only. So we applied here under NPNP, which I told you earlier, and the person who sponsored us is one of my husband's and my friend, and he has been living here since 7 years already. So he sponsored us. He's a very close friend of ours. So basically, if you want to live here and you want to get a sponsorship, so you need to have a connection with someone who has been living here for more than at least an year. Okay, so our that friend has been living here since 7 years already. So he basically sponsored us. So the procedure was, we applied through a paper-based application, and in that you need to make sure that you are eligible enough to apply for that application. In that you need to have a proper work experience, age determination, your language, and your history of education, your financial assets, your family background. You have to give all the information in the file. So I have made a list for you guys, and it's here because it's quite a long process and it's very difficult for me to learn each and everything, because as I told you, we have applied years ago. So basically there are a lot of things you need to make sure when you're applying through online, because usually what you can do is you can either pay to an agent who will do the stuff for you, who will scan the documents, upload the documents in the proper setup, and make sure that your file has been applied, and you'll pay all the money to the agent. But I should personally suggest to you that if you are good enough with your computer skills, and if you have a lot of time, because my husband was a businessman and I was also working, we didn't have a lot of time, so we booked an agent who has actually applied for our file, who has make sure that all the papers are complete, and who will make sure that the size he's uploading is perfect according to the eligibility for that. Basically what we gave him is our history of education. So if you have done 10th and 12th, that is your higher secondary school and stuff like that, your higher secondary school, so you have to provide your passing papers, your main examination passing certificate. And if, because there are so many people who are from Punjab and who are from different states and who are from different countries too, who might be watching this video, if your papers are not in English or not in French, then I would highly request you to get it translated in either English or French, because these are the two languages which are the official language in Canada, and they will only approve the papers which are translated in both of these languages. So just make sure that all the papers which you are uploading for your eligibility and you are uploading for your file should be in both of these languages. So your education documents is important. both for you and for your spouse as well, because in every file there should be one main applicant and the other would be dependent on that, and if you have kids, then they are also dependent on you. So if you have good education experience, if you have done diploma or degree, any other course, computer course, stuff like that, you have to provide you have to provide each and every document for every course which you have done in the past for both of you. Okay, let's come to the second thing, which is your personal documents which you need to have in your application. That is your ID. Your ID would be your birth certificate. As you know, in India there are so many different states and the languages are different, so just make sure that your birth certificate should be either in English or it should be in French. I'm sorry, actually I just had a very long day outside, so I just came home and started making this video because it is very highly requested, so please bear with me. And the second document you need to have is your passport, and also provide your passport photo size copies. Okay, so you need to provide your passport, and if you have any visas on your passport, you need to provide that photo states of each and everything whatever have on your passport. The third thing is dependents. If you have your children, and if you have kids accompanying you, or if you have someone who will be accompanying you, then you have to provide both their certificates. So if it is your children, then you have to provide their birth certificates on which your name and your spouse name should be given. Okay, and if you have separated, then there should be a certificate which allow you to take your child with you. Okay, I think we should call that agreement as custody agreements for your children. So you need to have that. For marital status, because of course you have to prove that you are married, so you have to provide them a marriage certificate, which is very important, which is again a government document, and you have to provide that to make sure that the officer are convinced that you are married. Okay, the next thing I told you about the education, in which you have to provide your diploma, degree, other than any other courses which you have done. You have to provide each and everything in your file. Next thing is your employment. So in your employment, you have to provide at least what you have been doing. So submit your document showing at least past 5 years of the history of employment, what you are doing. So you have to provide each and every paper. If you have changed a job within a time frame of less than 6 months or so, then you don't have to provide that document because it won't count. So if your experience is less than 6 months or so, it won't count. You have experience more than that, then of course it would count. For that, you need a signed letter of reference from your employer, and it should indicate the date of your joining, when did you join, how much you are getting paid, your salary slips, which is also known as your pay stubs, so that the immigration officer will be ensured that you are working somewhere and you are getting paid for it. If you are not working under someone, if you have your own business, then you have to provide your business documents, so in which you have to provide all your business document, that you have a copies of your business registration if you have a business with someone in contract with. So you have to provide all the necessary document which is required to prove them that you are doing your own business and which is legal. Okay, so the next thing is language ability, which is very, very important, guys. Okay, please don't take me wrong. If you are visiting Canada, I know my English is not somewhere to extent that I can say, oh, my English is very good, but at least you should have an ability to speak, understand, read and write in English. So you have to go through an examination. Either you can go for IELTS examination, and in this examination you have to go for your four modules, which is reading, listening, speaking and writing. And you just need to make sure that if you're applying your file, so your result should not be more than 2 years old. So if you got your result, apply your file in that time period. Okay, to be considered, your language test must have been taken no more than 2 years. So just make sure that if you have applied your file, your IELTS result should be at least in the time frame of between 2 years, because if it is more than 2 years, then it won't count and your IELTS result will be expired till the time your file is processing. So just make sure that you have given your exam freshly and your file has been submitted accordingly. Next thing is settlement funds. So you have to show your bank account, and you have to show that whether you have any fixed deposit. You need to have a sort of liquid money in your account. This is not a fees actually. Settlement funds are the funds which will help you to migrate to this country and make sure that the government is, or the immigration officer accepts that you are willing to support yourself for the time period of at least 1 year. Because whenever you visit or whenever you move to a new country, it is not been promised that you will be able to get a job as soon as you landed. So you need to have some money with you. So you need to show your bank account balance, you need to show your assets, whatever the assets you have, but you don't need to show the cost of the jewelry which your family has owned, or which your wife has. So your personal items should not be counted. It's just your fixed deposit, your security deposits, and your liquid money which is in your bank account. Okay, last but not the least, if you will be uploading your documents by yourself, then you have to make sure that it should be in PDF file, and it should not be larger than 2 MB, because if it would be larger than 2 MB, then it would be a problem for you to actually upload your document, and make sure that the documents are in colored form. Okay, so if I'll talk about my own experience, then in my own experience there are few things on which we spent money on, and if you really wanted to know that what are the things we spent our money on, then I would definitely and happily make a video. To make sure that I just make this video a little short and a little precise, just type your questions, what you want to know about it in the comment section, so that I can read your questions and I can answer it thoroughly. Because if I'll start with my experience, if I'll start with the expenses and stuff, it will be like a very, very long video, and I don't want to make very, very long videos for you guys, because sometimes it gets so boring. So whatever questions you have in your mind regarding settlement and we'll definitely talk about your job, we'll definitely talk about your opportunities which will get here. But before that, let's just talk about the settling program. So if you have a question like how much we have paid for the medical fees, and how much we have paid for the embassy fees, and how much we have paid to the agent and stuff like that, just let us know. And if you have any question regarding who can sponsor you and stuff, then just write it in the comment section so that I can answer it thoroughly and there will be no confusion. And as I told you before, I don't want to make this video very long. I just want this video to be on point only. So just write your questions, and I will be making a video very soon, by this week only. So make sure to write your questions in the comment, write your name, and just let me know that what are the things you are thinking about. And if you are convinced, then just write your question in the comment section, and I will be more than happy to help you out. I know it's a very long process. I know NPNP is a thing which needs a lot of patience, but you know what, the end result is permanent residence. And if you are getting permanent residence after waiting so long, and there are a lot of benefits a permanent resident will get, and we will definitely talk about that benefits too. So that's why I'm thinking about making a series. So please help me, support me, like me, and subscribe me, so that I can help you guys. And I really hope that I'll meet you guys, whoever is watching this video and whoever is thinking about moving here, so I can make a video and we'll meet here very soon. And I hope that I can be very helpful for you in your process, because when we wanted help, when we wanted guidance, no one literally helped us. No one helped us, and we have no idea what to do. After applying file, we just waited for a year to get our letter of approval and stuff like that. So if you want, I'm here to help you. I'm here as your friend. So don't hesitate, and I will be waiting for your comments very soon. And I hope you will like the video, and please let me know if you really like to see this in a series. I'll make it a series about immigration to Canada, and I will definitely help you guys. And till then, you please take care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till then, goodbye.